Hello, my name is Christina. This is my first time on YouNow. And I have no clue. Well, I shouldn't say I have no clue because I've been watching a little bit lately to see how this works. I really just was introduced to it. And what I like, I know there's quite a young crowd on here, but I'm young at heart. What I really like about it that I've seen so far is the interactiveness that can happen here. So I'm hoping that hello, this is a he girl, and I apologize if I say names incorrectly ahead of time. Hello, and thank you so much. This is my very first time on here, so thank you for tuning in. So I'm just trying to figure out how everything is. I've been watching the last couple of nights. Some people, I've found some people that I found interesting, and I'll continue to do that to support everyone. All right, it says take a photo of myself. I don't think I need a photo of myself because I'm already here. Oh, but you can share this on Instagram. Okay, cool. So, any of you wonderful people out there can give me any tips, let me know. But this is first go for me. All right, there we go. So I'm just going to come on for a little bit just to test it out. Now, I usually live stream on YouTube. I have my channel there, Pristine Space. I am an intuitive and an empath, metaphysical practitioner. So this is mostly what I share. Oh, I like that. It tells you, this is Christina's first broadcast. Say hi and welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. My first fan. Woohoo. Well, for me, everybody, in a sense, is family, and when we start to connect. And so I'll probably just refer to everybody as beautiful ones. So this is my first time here. Actually, I want to take a look because I hear that it's supposed to be streaming live to my YouTube channel, and I don't know if I can see that there. So if anybody is tuning in on my YouTube channel right now, hello, Silver Rocking Skull, thank you. Mahdi, oh, I apologize I don't say your names correctly, and I know how quickly this can go once you start getting people in here, so I apologize. I don't say hello to everybody right away. But as I said, I'm new. This is my very first time on YouNow. I am on YouTube, and I have my channel there, Pristine Space, and I do live streams when I can, or some videos, a bunch of different things. So you guys can go check that out if you like at YouTube, Pristine Space. There's all these tips over here, so I'm going to look like I don't know what I'm doing yet because this is all new to me. But I just want to check out because it's supposed to be streaming also on my YouTube channel. And if it is, and if any of my subscribers are tuning in right now there, please come over to YouNow because I can't actually chat with you on YouTube. And, you can set up an account here and join in. And what I like about this that I've seen so far is that it's interactive. And that's my whole goal eventually, is to connect with people of like minds, people who resonate with what I do, have an interest in what I do, share some of my life, some of the things that I experience, and maybe have other people come on and do that with me. So, okay, I'm just going to check this out. Hello, Blaze Cummings. Hello, how are you? All right, so far it's pretty easy for me to see names. So I just wanted to introduce myself tonight, and I will, hopefully, if people start connecting with me, come on a regular basis, and hopefully have people maybe come in and ask me questions. It is more of, I probably might be the only one on YouNow who does sort of maybe, I guess if you want to call it spiritual or metaphysical work. What I do sometimes on my YouTube channel is I do the card of the day, and I pick cards from people, and I give them sort of like a short little intuitive reading. I created my own cards called the contemplation cards. There's them here. And I pick one for myself every day. It's sort of like an inspirational card for myself, something to focus on through the day. Um, you know, whatever the cosmos, the universe, whatever you want to call it, um, is saying for me to kind of look at. So I'm open to people who want me to pick a card for them. Some interesting names here. Very interesting names. And some people are going to say, oh, who is this person? And you'd have no interest, and I'm totally fine with that. I get that. You know, I might be the only one on here that's doing anything that's sort of metaphysical. YouNow. So is that actually YouNow as in YouNow? Watching me? Hello? YouNow? I am new to YouNow. I think I saw it one time in a movie. It's funny because I remember seeing this, in a movie on the screen, and I was like, what is that? Because I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, have my YouTube channel for 10 years, though I haven't actively done anything for 10 years. I just started up again after about a 5-year break. But then I saw, who was it that, oh yeah, I don't know, some of you might know, you might not know, but he is on here, Trey, and Trey and Alondra, his girlfriend. So I met him a couple months ago, and he started showing up on here, and I was like, ooh, this looks interesting. Let me check this out. Sophie-Ann, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Do you know, oh gosh, no. MBTI typology. No, honey, I have no clue. But if you would like to share a little bit, please go ahead. I don't really know. Your Insta? I'm Insta. Oh, I think I need to learn the lingo here. What does that mean? Oh, my Instagram? Are you asking me what my Instagram is? Actually, see, no, I don't know what you guys see. I know what I see back here, and then I'm not sure what you guys see. Because I have connected my Twitter, my Instagram, and my YouTube here. My YouTube is Pristine Space. My Instagram is Mystic Musing. My Twitter is the Mystic Writers. I've had these over the years. I have front lighting. It says front lighting. I have front lighting. There you go. You guys can see me okay. I noticed on some of the people that was watching last night, a lot of them didn't have very good, the cameras, it just was freezing. I thought, is it just on my end? But I started to see so many of them like that. So I don't know how I'm appearing to you. So please, is it good or is it not so good? All right. So there's a lot of people here. Thank you so much for even just tuning in. I understand if you, leave and it's not of interest to you. Not a problem. But I appreciate you being here. And I hope that I am a little shy for this. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to do the live streams, even though I like the live streams, because once people start participating and chatting or maybe asking me questions, or sometimes I do different topics on my YouTube channel. Thank you, King of Sheba. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Then people get into it and they start talking, and sometimes I've had people come on with me, different creators on YouTube come on and just share their channel and chat. So I like the more interactive part of it than just sort of sitting there and talking and not doing a lot, or just doing it all by myself. So this is what I like about this. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. So I know there's all kinds of little cool things here that can happen, and as I've said, if you're just checking in, I'm brand new, so I'm just learning this. If I look like I'm completely out of it, is because I am just trying to learn it and see what all is possible here. Okay. All right. Number fan 2, 3. Oh, thank you, King of Sheba. Thank you so much. I so much appreciate that. I really do. And I do like, I really checked in with YouNow before to see, and I really like how there's, so what is an intuitive private session? Well, I do different modalities. I do one specifically, which I can talk about at another time. But an intuitive, no, not fortune reading, because you create your reality. You create your life. So the only thing is that I can help in some ways to maybe intuitive bring forth something that might inspire, something that might give you a little piece of information for you to do what's the best thing for you. So it's not about fortune reading. It's an intuitive reading. It's just tuning in right now, because really what I'm doing is just picking up on you. You know, just picking up on what you allow me to be able to pick up on. And, you know, I come from a place of integrity and love, and just, you know, to assist if I can. That's it. Or to connect, because, you know, we really are all one. And that's what I'm here all about. But I have my cards, so I'll give you an example. I created my own cards. They're not tarot cards. Do I believe in God? Do I believe in spirits? Ooh, lots of questions. Okay, let me go through one by one. Do I believe in God? Yes, I believe that we are all God. We are that source, that infinite source resides in all of us. So I would call myself, and I would call all of us, you know, a God being. Do I believe in spirits? Well, yes. The thing is, do you know what a spirit is? Because a spirit and a ghost is two different things. Am I religious? No. I was raised with a religion, a Catholic religion, and I explored it for, you know, as a child, and had my own very mystical experiences, which I didn't know if they were religious or they would just happen. I thought they happened to everybody. But then, you know, as I grew older and had my own experiences and journeys and things like that, I had a lot of different things happen, and I had an experience. I live in Mexico at the moment, so I had an experience here like 26 years ago. Well, I had a few experiences here actually, and one of them was where I found for me that I had to step away from religion, and I had to step into what I saw was a bigger picture, but I didn't know what that was. And it's just, and it's a continuous exploration for me, but many things have happened, so I really couldn't tell you all that in a couple of minutes. Hello, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. I didn't think anybody was going to come in. So when it says a YouNow, a new person is watching, is that like the team of YouNow? They come in and check you out? That's wonderful. I appreciate that. So, wow. Being an empath also, I feel presences very quickly. And as soon as I went live here, I started to feel so many presences. Like, I don't know if you can see that I have goosebumps right now. So, I don't know who's present here, but I'm getting off track. So I was going to share my cards with you. These are my cards. They're called the Mystic Musing cards. And, but they're really contemplation cards. So I create digital art. So, and the digital art usually is a name, a word, and, you know, I enhance on that, and it creates its own frequency. You can see it, actually you can see it at my, I'm trying to think at what website. Well, actually I have videos on YouTube. I was just showing people how I did it. Yesterday, I made a video 2 days ago, and I've got like a 3-part series of my digital art. So I created that, my cards from that as well, each word, and then the digital art. And so they're just a contemplation and meditation kind of word. It's me. It's you what? Hello Shane, hello everybody. It's you what? Are you, I'd like to know where people are located too. Okay, so I'm gonna, just to give you an example, so I'm gonna pick one of my cards, and that'll just be, it can be whatever it is in this moment, a contemplation card, meditation card, exploration card, something that, you know, you can contemplate on. And so, it's just, I'll put it out there general. Okay, so this is just to give you that. I'm Catholic. I would love to hear about your experiences when you're finished showing your cards. Well, this is what I plan to do on here. And I would just thought about this tonight because I did have a little mystical experience just within myself today. I thought, you know what? I've had so many different ones over the years. I think that I'll just come on and tell like little short stories, like of mystical stories that I've had in my life. And maybe I'll do that more here, and that kind of puts me in a comfort zone of things of that have already happened to me and that I can share. And who knows, someone else might want to share. Okay, so the card that I sort of picked for all of us right now, just shuffle the card. I don't know if this is backwards or how it is to you guys, because I noticed that my camera is backwards. And if you hear, I have 2 cats, so if you hear them singing in the background, they're playing with their toys. So this is the card. I put that out there for everybody, and this is the digital art, and it's actually the written words, so with the programs that I use, and then I create it, and I do some more that are more extensive than this. This is just more a weave of the word creative expression. So this is a word today that maybe you guys can contemplate on for today. Creative expression. And that's kind of interesting because that's what I'm doing, trying to do right now, is to, expressing myself, introducing myself, and trying to be somewhat creative, like on the fly and not just sort of sit here. Hello, Mike. Hello. Oh my gosh, these interesting names. Hello. It would be nice to know where everybody is. I like that, to know where people are tuning into from. All right, I'm sure some of my cats will show up soon. Well, what do you want to hear? Tonight I only can stay on for a little while. Probably tonight can come on. Tomorrow night can come on a bit longer. You're in Texas? Okay, cool. I used to know. I don't know if they're still in Texas. I knew someone that was in Texas. I have several friends in the States. I'm originally from Canada, but I live in Mexico at the moment, in the tropics, in Texas. And you are the king of Sheba. You'll see me drinking my water throughout the whole, anytime I'm on. I would love to know if this is actually working. So if my subscribers, any of the subscribers on my YouTube channel, Christine Space, are over there and trying to talk to me, please come over here, because today I'm on YouNow, checking this out. You can join in. I think they allow you just to chat, but then at some point I think you're going to have to create your own account, which is free. Yes, ma'am. I'm not used to, I'm Canadian, and we don't really, maybe from the East Coast they do, but where I'm from, Toronto, we don't really call people ma'am. But thank you. I appreciate the respect. But just call me Christina. Christina. Thank you. Giving you goose pimples. Oh, I get that a lot. I get that a lot from when there's a presence. Actually, your body speaks to you in so many different ways. But when you, outside of like feeling a presence, or whatever that may be, positive or negative, when you speak a truth that is what I would call a divine truth or a truth in the moment, your body knows that you're speaking a truth. So you will get goosebumps. Some people, it just shoots shivers up their spine, What's the difference between a spirit and a ghost? All right, well, a spirit is a soul that has crossed over. So when they left the physical body, they crossed over, they went through the tunnel, and so they're now in what we would kind of call, or it would be called spirit status. A ghost is a soul that did not cross over. For whatever reason, they did die, but they didn't cross over. So they're basically what we could say earthbound, stuck. And that happens for a lot of different reasons. It's usually from trauma, or attachment. The biggest thing is attachment, because people, whether they're attached if they left their children behind, or their mother, their father, their grandparents, their dog, their pet. I mean, everybody's different, So it's some people even attached to their homes and their material things, whatever it may be. Then there's also where the death was so traumatic, they didn't see it coming, or it was a very difficult disease that they went through, and they don't want to leave, so they die. But the thing is, they choose not to continue what you would call through the passageway, the tunnel, to the soul level, to the next level. And so that's why there have been a lot of ghosts on the planet. So that's the difference between them. Do I believe in reincarnation? Yes. But I think at some point, once we start to, well, not going to say once, because we really have been for a long time evolving. And I think at some point that might become less and less. But yes, absolutely. There's, whether you want to believe or not, we've had thousands of lifetimes. And usually a lot of the time a reincarnation is, it's karmic. So what it is you didn't get in the previous one, you recreate to come back to get the insights, the understanding, and the learning from. Because that's what life is all about. It's it's a learning. But that is a choice for the ghost too. Well, everything is a choice. Yeah, I think that's what you're saying, right? Yes, that is a choice. Yeah. But it's usually based on, like I said, attachment, traumatic, and not to say that everybody does that just because it's they have a traumatic death or are attached, because some of them will see, that, they realize that it's time to move on. But a lot of them don't. Sometimes, and many don't. I mean, I don't have to tell you. I mean, how many people talk about ghosts? The ghost used to be a physical person. And some of them are stuck earthbound for hundreds and hundreds and, I don't know. I mean, that's why you can go to a lot of locations, especially locations that their history is, violent or just, the history is just traumatic and dramatic from the past. So that's why there's a lot of places on the planet like that as well. I think he describes it as a Pikachu and business on the planet. Yeah, okay. I haven't read that. I have to tell you, I have read very little, except for a teacher that I've been walking a path with. Her name is Elmine, for about 20 years. Mine has just been my own self-exploration journey, So I really haven't read a lot of anything else. Yeah, of course. Well, that's the thing, we do, whether you understand this or not, and the more you awaken, to the greater realities of who you are, you will start to understand this more, and you'll experience different things. But you create your reality, you choose it, you choose different things, so, yeah. Exactly. Well, all truth is within. All truth, all life, all life is within your cellular body. Your cells contain your history of all time. But obviously, you can't access that all the time or all at once. And so that comes forth, whatever's needed to come forth in this time and what you've chosen to experience at this time. So, I'm not sure if I'm watching the chat. Is there somewhere else that I should be watching again? I'm new on here, guys. So, guys and girls, or ladies, and beautiful ones. I'm not sure. Okay, so I don't think there's really a lot here for me to just to pay attention to those who have tuned in. So again, if you're just tuning in right now, my name is Christina. and I'm an intuitive and empath, a metaphysical practitioner, and I'm just an explorer of life. And I'm here to share, to connect. Maybe sometimes, it depends, I have to see, how people respond to me and if they feel, any connection and they want to, I know there's generally a young crowd here on YouNow, but I'm young at heart, so. I cannot give you that answer completely, or not even, I could probably only give you like a bit of my understanding, through my journey of learning. And it's an individual thing. It's not going to be same for anybody. It's going to be different for each person. Well, it depends. It depends on what you choose. What is it you still need to work on? I mean, it's eternal. It's an eternal journey. So, some people, some souls will do the reincarnation to come back, whether it's to clear the karma or to continue to experience, depending on, how I would say, this is my personal opinion, how conscious you are, and say, hey, when I come back and, but then others may evolve into different levels of your soul. I could not even begin to tell you. And anybody that really can tell you what each soul does when they cross over, I'd be a bit, I would question that. They might give you an idea. Now, that's a different story if that particular soul, that spirit, communicates with you. Then you just ask. You just ask. How do you tell how many people are on here? Okay, so you have a chat and you have an audience and you have, see how many people left? Because they're like, she's strange. Hello, Jace. Aruda. Did I say that right? And then, what are guests? Are guests when they come on and chat with you? Like you can invite people. Right now it says full. Oh, it says, see? Now this happens to me on YouTube. Like when I'm on and I look in and I say, oh, I see there's, 6 people, 8 people talking to me in the chat, and then you can go and look and see, and then it'll have a different number of people. So now guests are viewers, but you're a viewer. So what's the difference? Is a guest someone that comes on and chats with you? And how do you do that anyway? See, this, so I still need to learn. So I appreciate anybody who comes in and will help me with that. I guess you can go look at your stats. Oh, really? Guess maybe someone without an account. Oh, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. But how do you, I saw a couple of people I was watching yesterday, I saw I saw them have someone, split screen, and I saw them chatting with them. So, I think you have to okay, see, I know that there's things here that people can give, you can buy, you can give, yeah, I don't see it on this end. So, because you gave some bars, right? Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Very nice, beautiful. Okay. Oh, is it? Yeah, I guess I'll find out once people maybe, hopefully, tune in and feel that they could chat with me. I think what I'll probably start doing on this channel more so. Okay, so you don't come on live, you just sort of tune in and watch people? Because you have a lot of crowns beside your name. You can school me on this. Why do you have 4 crowns? Now I have a question. I'm the king of Sheba. Well, yes, I see that. You have no idea why you have 4 crowns? All right. Are you on here a lot? Do you watch a lot of people? Maybe that's why. There's different status, right? Nope. Oh, okay. But I'm pretty sure that I saw you before. See, I'm afraid if I click on anything now, I might disappear from here. I don't know. Oh, you rarely stream yourself? Okay. Well, I know that I'll figure it out as I come on each time, and hopefully people see the hashtags. So trending tags. Oh, that's good. So I mean, you can see what's trending right now. All right. So I'm trending. That's funny. I'm trending just above Espanol. Just above Espanol. No, but you had I appreciate that, but you had it when you came in. Muy poquito. I speak a little bit of Spanish. I was married to a Mexican before. I speak a little. I mean, I live in Mexico, so I have to try. There's not as many people that was on last night. Are you a father? I know today's Father's Day, so anybody who does tune in, I'm going to say Happy Father's Day. At least I know it is. I don't know if it's around the world, but I know it's in Mexico, Canada, United States, England. So Happy Father's Day, even though it's almost over. Not a physical one. Oh, you're young. Okay, you're young. Okay. Well, I guess this is a good place for you to meet people. I'm 30 years older than you, so I could be your mama. Your mama. So what I'm thinking to do is, yeah, it's Raylan. Hello. I like reading these names. It's very interesting. You know, at first I thought, I'm just going to put my name. It says, oh, pick your username. I thought I'll just do my name. Hey, hello. And then I was like, oh, I don't see any. People have all these kind of funky names. So I thought, well, I don't even know what I put. What did I put? Is it my name? Oh, yeah, it is. I thought I put like Mystic Musing or something like that. Or maybe it was taken. I don't know. So I still have to learn. You know, it's like you stepped into a whole new world, and you got to try to figure it out. So how do you see? Oh, so when somebody, oh, okay, now it says there's one guest there. Okay, I'm going to click on this because I don't know what that means. What does that mean, though? If I click on it, what happens? Can somebody tell me? What happens if I click on where it says one guest? Does that mean you're going to come on with me? I don't know, I have to. Rylan's a yes. Okay, I'm just curious. Can you go, if I click on, okay, Rylan, it might be, I think it might split your screen. Yep. Okay. Before you come on, though, I kind of like to know who you are. So, what happens if I click on this? Will I disappear? I don't know. Will I just? I don't know how to do this. Hold on a second. Hold on. All right, but be nice. Okay, because I'm just testing this out. YouTuber, musician, DJ. I'm a YouTuber and a country boy. Where are you in the what country? What country are you in, and where in the country? No, it doesn't say anything. It just says a guest. I don't know. You're American. Okay. So you live in the U.S. All right. But you live out in the country. Well, that's nice. So, what made you? Yep, you work at cattle ranch and everything. Oh boy. Wow, that's hard work. Do you enjoy that? Okay. Do you know where you stepped into? Into my world? It might be a little different than the world that you know of or you're used to. Because I just had a really strong sense of a mother. A really strong sense of a mother. See, I know when I start to do these, I like doing the live stream and chat, and that, you know, that's what I do on my YouTube channel. Though sometimes when some people come on, I start to pick up a lot of things. So. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna go to this. What are you wearing on your face, King of Sheba? I like that name, but I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Jace Aruda, who's very quiet. But hello, thank you for watching. It says, King of Sheba, you are my #1 fan, but yet, I mean my #2 fan. Oh man, refreshing viewers. Now it says, I'm very confused. It says 5 viewers, but yet I only see 3 people. Are you guys on a different dimension? How, can I ask you guys something though, because for me, it does that? Okay. For me, like my video looks very good and clear and sounds good, but I have no idea what it is, you know, emitting out to you guys. Because yesterday when I was checking out YouNow, like I said, I'm new, many people were having like video trouble. Though they may be because they're streaming on their phone or something. I don't know. It does, but okay. It's not blurry. Oh, you know what that is? I'll tell you what that is. I think I discovered this on my YouTube channel. I don't really have bandwidth, but well, you mean for the other people, yeah. Okay, I think that the air conditioning, because it kind of hums, that it makes noise or interferes when I'm live streaming. So maybe that'll be better. But I can only have the air conditioning off for so long because it's hot. I'm in the tropics. Though I hear that the U.S. and certain parts are having quite a hot or heat wave happening. I know that my partner just went back to New York, or went to New York, and it was like the same temperature there as it was here. It was at 90 degrees or something. I'll say Celsius sometimes because I'm Canadian, but I'm used to also saying Fahrenheit. I'm surprised my cats are not in here. Okay, so this is better? Okay, well that's good. Thank you. So, editor's choice. Oh, okay. So, your partner is a woman? No? No? Did I say that? I didn't say my partner is a woman. Did I say she? I don't think I said she. No, he. He. Yeah. Okay, you were just checking, were you? You're just checking? No. Gosh, I would love to know if this is streaming on my YouTube channel because it said that it's supposed to. I'm going to see if I can go on my YouTube channel on my tablet. Oh, it's 11 o'clock already. Okay. I came on a little too late. Oh, can you look? Oh, that would be really great. It's pristine space. Oh, I think it is. But it looks frozen. Or maybe that's just on mine. Maybe I can't really check. I'm doing a promo, so I'll come back and do a video another day, and maybe I'll try to include it on here, like a giveaway on my YouTube, but we'll see, because, you know, I first have to connect with people here. I like that this is interactive. I mean, YouTube is also interactive, of course, but I think what I noticed here, and I haven't figured it out yet but I've seen other people where you can come on and, you know, chat with each other a lot easier, because I only have a Chromebook. So when I'm on YouTube and when I do like a live stream and have people on, I only can do it, it defaults to Google Hangout, which is fine, that's just what I use, but that's the only thing that I can use. And people have to actually, first of all, have to have their account and do that. So I think this is going to be a lot easier for me to connect with people. So I hope so. But I'll get it, right? I'll get the hang of it at some point. Okay, well, it says there are people here. Would anybody like to ask me maybe like a question that I can intuitively maybe tune into and see before I go? I'll probably come on earlier tomorrow night, maybe around 9 my time. I'm in Central Time. Alright, let me know, King El Shiba, because I think I'm on there, but I don't see any movement. It looks like it's frozen. That would be really not very good if it's frozen on my channel. Anyways, I don't know. I'll have to check that out later. You messaged me on YouTube? Oh, you did? Okay. Alright, I'm going to click this. I just don't have the sound off so it doesn't interfere. But, oh, okay, so it does show me live over there. Let me see if any of my, oh, did you give me a like too? Thank you. Oh, I like it that it makes this own, oh, okay. So it already puts there that I'm on, okay. Where's the chat? Yeah, it was a minute behind? Okay. I don't see the chat though. Maybe it doesn't show on my tablet. Okay. Now apparently I'm also streaming on Facebook and I don't know where else, on Twitter. I just clicked all the buttons to see what would happen. I like that too. I like that part, that you can stream to all, you know, different places. And you can't really do all that on YouTube unless you, well, not on an online Chromebook, I can't. I know that there's other apps or the software, the OBS or something that you can work with. I'm not that techy. I just figure out what I can. You message, but where did you message me? On the page? No, it's not showing any chat. Well, I think that I'll probably be able to see it later. So thank you for doing that, and I'll be able to take a look later and see. Okay, I can see this here. Where is it? Blah, 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 blah. You know the camera is backwards. Why is my camera backwards? So I can see it there. I'll take a look afterwards. So trial and error on the live chat next to live video. Oh, okay. Well, it's not showing up on my tablet. I know that if I go to my YouTube channel right now, but the thing is, well, I could do that, and then mute it, because otherwise I'm going to hear myself talk once. Right? Oh, I got the sound too loud. Okay, just excuse me for a minute till I mute it. Now, what would be cool is if at some point, okay, there it is. What would be cool is if that at some point, I don't know if they would do this, but when I'm on YouTube, because, you know, I gotta stream from my channel at times, and then that it could stream to YouNow. That would be cool. I mean, I like that it works this way. Okay, King of Sheba. Now I see you fine. It's a little behind. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate that. Okay. All right. That's good to know. It looks like I'm on the cell phone. But I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I do. It would be nice if Jay said hello. Aruda. You know what? I knew someone many years ago back home with the same last name, if that's your last name, Aruda. I don't know. He was Portuguese, I think. I used to work with him. Yeah. Because I'm recognizing the last name, so say hello if you like. I mean, I don't have to talk about anything spiritual or metaphysical right now. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Hello. So, what happened to, I guess he left. Maybe I scared, did I scare Rylan? I think it kind of scared him because when he came on, I felt this mother presence around. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to resonate with a lot of people on here, and that's okay. He left to go milk the cow. Yeah, well, I'm sure that it's kind of late to be milking the cow. Wherever he is. I mean, it's 11 o'clock my time, so it's going to be nighttime. But that's pretty funny. Okay. So I was saying earlier, because, you know, you get off track when you start saying something and then you're reading. Hello, Kevin. Hello. Hey, how are you? Thank you for stopping in. I was saying that what I'll probably start doing on here is just sharing, like, mystical stories. I'm going to call it that, so some people say, oh, that's paranormal, and some are, but other things for me are actually very mystical, because that's part of my normal life at times. So I think I'll probably start doing that, because I was remembering a mystical experience that I had. I don't know why, something prompted it today, that I had a couple years ago when I used to live in in Baja North. Now I live south, and I used to live in the north, in Mexico. And so I was remembering, and I don't know if it was just the presence, there was a presence here, or whatever it was, I don't really know, but I was remembering that story. And then I started to think of other mystical stories that I had. So I think that's kind of what well, I'll tell you about the one today, because there must be a reason why this one is there, because I can feel it as I'm saying it. So we used to live in, I don't know if you know of the area, Rosarito. It's south of Tijuana, and then we were a little, it was probably like 30 minutes from the border, Tijuana and the U.S. And we lived there for a couple of years. So thank you, I appreciate that, Kevin. Thank you so much. And as I said, my partner goes back and forth. He goes to the States. He's American, Canadian. Goes back and forth. I'm self-employed, so I work, you know, from home. But he goes back and forth. So he wasn't there at this time, and just me and my cats. And one night, well, I had so many things, but this particular one was very interesting for me in the sense of that I hadn't had anything like that happen yet since I lived in Mexico. So one night, I just kind of went to bed, and I was kind of tired, and I was just sort of doing a little, you know, relaxation meditation before going to sleep. And I'd only had my eyes closed like for maybe 2 minutes, so I wasn't asleep yet. And I can feel this as I'm saying it. Maybe this whatever being is around. So, anyways, in my bedroom, it's I just had a bed and like a little table. It was a small place that we lived in, and the closet, right? And so this side, this to my left, would be the side of the house where the door was, because it was actually a mobile home. I'm trying to give you a picture in your mind so you can maybe visualize it. And so it was a mobile home. It was a big mobile home. But we didn't have like a front door, you know, like the front of the house. It was a side door. It was a sliding glass door. And there was sort of like a little walkway, and all the houses were really close. Now, at the back of the walkway at the house, you had this big, beautiful, I guess you would call this a garden ornament, but it was the sun and the moon. It was purple and orange. It was really, really nice. So the previous people lived there left it there because I loved it, and I thought it was really cool. So when you come to the house, and that's what you would see right away. Now, I already lived there for a good year, and nothing had really happened in that way. So this night, as I said, it was just relaxing, closed my eyes, meditating, and then all of a sudden I see this figure come through. No, I'm in my room, so I want you to understand this. Come through that ornament, and you know, it's really huge, maybe like, not that huge, 3 feet by 3 feet, something like that. And I see him come through there, and he has, but the first thing and he has this very long coat on that was purple. He had jeans underneath it. He had short, brownish kind of hair. But the thing that, I can feel this as I'm saying it, was that I went to look and saw the bottom of his coat, and the coat went down to like his ankles, you know, really long coat. And there was a triangle, a circle that was purple, and then a star in it. And I think that was orange, and then a purple. And so right away I looked at that, and of course I was like, what the heck is that? And it's interesting, because remember this, I'm in the house and my eyes are closed. I'm not asleep yet. And so and then I look up at his face, and then he sees that I see him, and so he looks at me, and then I can see that, is he going to come, he's going to try to come in my door, like come in the door, the side of the house. So I didn't know, I didn't feel scared, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know, and he came through that, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's a portal, there's a portal there. So he's come through. I don't know where he came through from. And so right away for me, I put like a protection of what I would say white light around my house, because I didn't know. But then I opened my eyes, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I went straight to my door, got up to see if and I was thinking he's going to be out there. Now I didn't see anything, but what I saw was, you know, when you see the back, the back of a shadow, you know, of walking away. And I was like, oh, that was pretty wild. That was, I mean, it probably doesn't sound like anything as I'm describing it. If I could have, you know, if I was an artist, I would draw, because the coat that he had on was pretty magnificent. And all I could think was that he came in from somewhere, he came in from a different dimension. And that ornament that I had, the sun and the moon ornament at the back there, after that, things just became very different. And I became very aware of that. And I had a friend that came over the next day, and I told her what happened. And she's quite clairvoyant also. And she started to see, and she could kind of see him, you know. And I was like, yeah, that was very interesting. I can still see him as I'm talking about it. Like, yeah, I totally feel that he came from somewhere else. But you have 2 questions? Well, it was a star. It wasn't. You could say that it was a pentagram, but not. No, sorry, no. That's not what it was. Sorry, it was the Star of David, and which is more or less kind of like that. But that was orange, and the big circle was like his whole coat was purple. No, wait a minute, that was, I keep hearing something behind me. And that was gold. That was gold. That was orange. And then there was a rim of black around it. And then his purple. See the purple that I'm wearing? It was a little bit lighter. I don't know how it looks to you, but it was a little bit lighter than this. It was a really nice coat, like, you know, like full length coat. Really cool. But it's funny how he had jeans on. I couldn't see his shirt. Like, remember his hair, remember his face, you know, which was kind of cool. Thank you, Nikki Loves to Party. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And on Twitter, cool. And could I describe the three? Well, it was, you know, the sun and the moon. You know where you've seen and you see them in a lot of gardens. People have those big, you know, ceramic kind of decorations, decorative things. And so it had, that was also purple. The sun was orange, and the moon was yellow, but the rest of it, you know, was all purple. It was really nice. I probably have a picture on my computer somewhere. So, but he came through it. Like, I literally, even though I was in my room and I was, you know, with my eyes closed, and you're going to say, oh, I was dreaming. No, I wasn't asleep. And the thing about it is, because I remember looking, I'm thinking, it's almost like I was seeing through my closet, through the house, to him walking outside. And when I did that, he knew that I saw him. So he was looking at me. And that's when I thought, is he trying to come in my house? Because I didn't know who he was. What were his hair and face like? He just, you know, he looked like, I can feel him because I have, look at my goosebumps. Can you see my goosebumps? His hair was short, light brown, kind of a little spiky, not too much. And he just looked like he was maybe in his 40s or something like that. Personally, I just felt that he was a time traveler, because I do have a friend who has done some time traveling, and he's done it with another guy. That's a whole different thing. So I thought for sure he was a time traveler. I wasn't sure, because I did feel, and this was my feeling, is that he was looking for me. I did feel he was looking for me. But you see, I do work with metaphysical tools, practices, you know, for healing, not for anything dark. So, I don't know. He didn't feel scary. He didn't feel dark. But I didn't know. And, you know, I just wanted to really go to sleep at that point. I just wanted to sleep. It wasn't like, if it happened in the daytime, I would get up and say, oh, okay, let's maybe, I don't know. But it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just wanted to go to sleep. I didn't want to be doing any of this. And, you know, and cats, you know how cats have the awareness. And so my cats are right there. And they were looking, because when I opened my eyes, they were both looking at that wall. Right? They were just looking at the wall. So that's kind of one of my more recent ones. I've had many my whole life, a lot of different things. That's why I thought I'll start doing little segments of mystical stories. Just short ones. That one is, and I mean, I've had all kinds of other ones, you know, that are wonderful or interesting or unexplainable. Some I can explain, some I can't. But this one was very interesting, where I don't think I've ever had. No, that's not true, because I'm remembering one that I had as a kid. But I'll tell that story later. I had several when I was a child that I can remember, but I've had many as an adult as well. Thank you for staying here all this time. So it's nice to have up on the paper. All right. I don't know if I'm missing anything, so I apologize, guys, because you know I am new. Wow, I've been on for an hour, and I thought it was only going to be on for about 30 minutes. So, what is all this down here? Oh, you can share. I have a question for anybody. I can hear my cat doing something wild out there. Is this, when I'm finished, yeah, this is recorded afterwards. Oh, yeah, it is. So you can go back and watch it. Other people can come back and watch it. Wonderful. Okay, good. I thought it disappears because there's some, I know that I've done a couple of Facebook Live, not too many, and an Instagram, and then it just disappears. So if you notice me looking down a lot, it's because I have the face light, and actually I'm very sensitive to light, so I try not to look up too much because then it's right in my eyes. I'm very sensitive to light. So let me see. Okay, King of Sheba, what are you wearing in your picture? Okay, Jay Saruda, I'm going to go check you out. It does not have a description, so you're just sitting and watching. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to listen quiet. No problem. Okay, now there's no guests. Alright. So, I've moved up one spot. One spot. Oh, Espanol is gone. Call me Chels. Hello, Chels. Is that short for Chelsea? Call me Chels. Hey, how you doing? How are you? Thanks for stopping by. I'm winding down, but I'm number one on intuitive chat, but I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Funny. I usually go, whenever my water's done, I'm finished with my live streams. Usually on YouTube, but so I just want to shout out to any of my subscribers. If you're watching me on YouTube, on my channel Pristine Space, I am over here, so I can't actually chat with you on YouTube, but I'm over here in YouNow, checking out this new platform. Is your water done yet? No, almost. Uh-oh. I'm not quite sure what my cats are doing. You know, when you don't pay attention to them, they're off doing something. But usually they're in here. They're not tonight. You could share another story. Oh, goodness. Okay. Let me think. Well, okay, the one that's, I know there's many, and I thought earlier to myself, I should have wrote it down so that I can remember later, but I will. My private sessions are healing sessions or intuitive sessions with the modalities that I work with. I work with healing oils or intuitive, or I actually do sound healing with my voice. Sorry, I'm hearing some voices. Okay. What was I going to say? Story. Okay. I'm just remembering one when I was little. This, one of the stories. I think I was about to remember. I remember the house that I lived in. I think I was probably around, let's see, we moved from there to there. Maybe like 12. And our bedrooms were on the second floor, and there was 3. There was my parents, me, and my brother. So my bedroom was kind of centered, and it was near the top of the stairs. This was a very old house. It was a 100-year-old house. It was a wooden house. It was like the second house that was built on that street. Hello, Stephen. And I had a lot happen in that house, but this one particular night, I had felt a huge presence in my room. And see, now as I'm saying it, my body starts. These are the goosebumps. I am telling you truth. You know, I was telling you earlier, when you speak truth, you can get goosebumps or spines. It's just confirmation because the body only knows truth. So, because I can still see this in my mind. And so there was a huge presence in my room. It woke me up. I couldn't see anything right away, and I thought, I know there's something here. Now, you would think I would run and call my mother or father, you know, then they're not that far away, and say, oh, yeah, I don't know, it's just something in the house. No, instead, I get up, and, you know, it's dark. Now, we did have a little night light, I think, in the hallway upstairs. Yeah. And, but so instead of calling my parents, and nobody else woke up, so nobody else felt anything, but it was such a major presence in the house. I know it was standing at the end of my bed. So, and I knew it was leaving. And so I got up and I went down the stairs. I ran down. I mean, I didn't run down the stairs. I went, for the first 5 steps, I went kind of slow. And then I thought, and then I saw something like a flash going through the front door. Now, when we came down our stairs, it was a long hallway and the front door and out. That's directly how it was. And so I saw a flash of something go through the front door. And so then I kind of ran because I was like, oh, I got to see what it is. I got to see what it is. And so I went down and I could see down the driveway, this was very kind of illuminated. Hello. And I'm not going to name all those numbers, but hello. And I saw it like floating down the driveway and going, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared once it hit the street. And but it was illuminated. It was white, but it was also had this blue flame around it. Yeah. And then it just disappeared. And I remember just standing there, staring out the window, going, "What was that?" And that happened probably 2 or 3 more times in the house. I told my mother, and my mother just thought, stop saying all these foolish things. You're scaring your grandmother. See, this is what happens because children, when they're younger, your third eye is still open. When you come in, your third eye is still open. It doesn't start to close down till 7 or 8 and things like that. Yes, they were, but they weren't really practicing in a sense. But yes, they were. So yeah, your third eye closes down 7, 8, especially from conditioning, from the world and everything. But some people it stays, open. And I remember when mine actually kind of shut down. I didn't know that then. I understand it now. But it was because every time I would tell my, family things that I would see, or who I'm talking to that they couldn't see, and so they would. I remember my mother saying to me, "You need to stop this right now. You're scaring your grandmother." And she really got very, 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 very angry with me. And I didn't understand this because to me this was just, I don't know. It was normal, I guess. I didn't see it as anything different but natural. So, but that's the moment, the impression that I have in my memory of when, I started to close down my third eye and those abilities because my mom was terrified. And my grandparents were. I mean, they didn't understand it either. I saw my grandfather die before he died. And so then I told my grandmother, and then a week later, he died. And she was like, "Oh my God, she told me this." Anyway, so after that, it was like, they used to get angry with me, so I just didn't share anything with them. So it wasn't until I left home and went out on my own. And got on my own journey, my own path and exploration. Start coming back home to who you truly are. So are you religious then, King of Sheba? Though you seem to be interested in some of the things that I'm saying, though. See, it's getting hot now. You don't hear that noise anymore, right? So I kind of have to put the air conditioning back on. Call me child. Doo-doo-doo. So, how does this work here that... I can turn it, okay, you'll tell me though, because then you'll notice, right, whether or not it makes like a humming sound. Oh no, I just turned it back on, so you'll hear now whether or not it makes that noise, right? Thank you to all of you who have become fans. I do appreciate that very, very much. Eric Mallory, Nicholas Tripodi. I know you're all young guys and you're coming in supporting even though you don't know what I do, who I am, and you might think I'm wacky. And that's okay. I don't mind. But it's an interesting platform. So I will try to come on. Have some things going on right now, and I may have to move. But it might limit me doing some live streams. You're religious, but also spiritual. Well, what do you think is different? What is the difference? What is the difference? I'm going to ask you the question now. What is the difference? Ooh, I think I froze. Did I freeze? Okay, there's green light on again for guests, but I don't see anybody there. So I'm not sure what that means. 5 viewers in the audience. So can you hide yourself as an audience member? Because I do not see, I don't see the names of 5 people. I only see 3. And I see it refreshes every couple of seconds. Well, hello to you, mystery fans, mystery audience members. It's interesting. I don't know. All right. Is this delayed when you guys send, devout? Okay. But you said you're also spiritual, so I want. What do you think? They can, but they can not acknowledge it because their mind, they have a belief system. So, and the mind will not acknowledge something if it doesn't understand it. YouTuber. Oh, YouTuber. I should put that sometimes, YouTuber, but I kind of want to connect with people in a specific way. Oh, you mean, you're talking about ghosts. Okay. Remember, spirits and ghosts are different things, but, but see, that's to me, that's almost like a contradiction. It's like, I don't believe in God or whatever you want to call it, creator. I say the infinite. They don't believe in that, but yet they will believe in angels and demons and spirits and ghosts. So, hello. I don't know if these people are tuning into me or it just says, welcome them. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, my video is doing some weirdness. Can you see that? I can see it. It's, oh. I never noticed that before. It's like shimmering. Can you see that? Shimmering. Well, I'm just curious. Do a lot of people on here come on here and, they spend more time on here, they spend more time on YouTube? I didn't say they can't believe in it. That's not what I'm saying. It's just interesting. You can believe whatever you want. And, well, I'm going to be too deep here maybe, but, really, until you have your own, experiences, like you could have a belief system, um, and remember, you don't come in with a belief system, right? You are taught a belief system, and until you actually have what I could say spiritual experiences in whatever way or regard or that may be, it really just is a belief. So everybody has their own journey, so there's no judgment in any of it, YouNow is full of superficial people with very short attention spans. You will find out soon. But you know what? That's on YouTube also. Unless they really, they connect with you. That's the thing about it is. No, you've been here for a long time, and I totally appreciate that. There's some interest, there's some curiosity, and that's fine. You may not come back another time, and that's cool too. I mean, it's a big world, It's big world. So that's okay. I don't really mind that. I believe that no matter how short or long the connection is, it has its purpose. So even if they came in for 1 minute, for curiosity or just to see what it's about, but it doesn't, and they leave, that's totally fine. And then there'll be others that, even if they don't understand why they're here, they know that there's something connecting them. Because everything is energy, everything is frequency. So only that like attracts like in that sense. So on whatever level that means, it doesn't mean we're the same, everything's the same. No, it just means that there's something there frequency-wise that has a connection. So you can be here for 10 seconds, or you could be here for 2 hours, however long I'm on. I'm okay with that. So, and, superficial. Well, yeah, there's all kinds. They're superficial. What's superficial? People want attention, some people want to be discovered, some people want to share, some people want to connect. Everybody has their own intention to be on here. For me, it's just to connect and to share. Yeah, I know it's probably, I might be, one of the older people on here, and that's all right. What are they doing? They're not talking? They're just sitting there? And people are what? Just staring at them? Or what are they doing? I mean, this is also can be a business. And for me, I come from the business perspective. Because really, that's why I am on YouTube. I'm not here for fame and whatever. I'm as a business, but to share what I do, because I work from home and I work online, and the work that I do, I can do long distance. So I just felt that this was a great opportunity and a platform to connect with more people in that way. So I'm for what I do, not about anything else. They're just staring? No, really, I haven't come across that yet. I've clicked on I've clicked on a handful of people, but I go and look at what they do first. I haven't seen anybody sitting there yet, but I believe you. You've been on here more than I have. Say it. That's it. And so people give them like bars and fans and subscribe to them for that. Interesting. Well, that is kind of the young mentality. So I'm not judging it. It's just where they're at. And, until they open up. Until they open up and say, hey, wait a minute. let's not be so self-centered. Instead of maybe just connecting, maybe giving some value to, you know, why you're on, to what you're doing on here, or some inspiration. That's probably the one thing that I, if anything, and it's funny because today I have different cards that I work with too, and one of them was, you know, follow your inspiration. If anything, that is what I like to connect for, because when I feel inspired, and if I can inspire somebody else for anything, that's a blessing to me. Hello. That's why your hashtag does not just say guy or girls or bored. Oh, okay. Hello, YouNow. A new person is watching. Can I see the card again that you held up a while ago? Oh, yeah, okay, I put it back in there. This is the card that I picked, Creative Expression. I gotta get this video. Oh. Can you see it? Is it back? Does it show backwards to you, or I don't know? So, attune to the frequency and conflict. So I just use these throughout the day, and or I just put them in my mind, in my consciousness, and I contemplate, because it's myself speaking to myself, as well as, you know, the rest of cosmic life around you that is always streaming through consciousness. So, did you see it? Yeah. Hello, YouNow. Are they checking with people? That's nice. I like that. Well, so how come the YouNow people don't? If you're you're saying that a lot of people are just sitting there staring. That sounds like a narcissist. I'll sit there and look at me. No, you need to engage. This is the reason why I came on here, to engage, to interact, to share. You know. You know, I never really paid attention in that way too much, but I've recently come across something that brought my awareness to understand narcissists. And I thought, oh my gosh, I am like completely the opposite of that. But I do understand that narcissist is not born, the narcissist is created, and it starts in childhood. So it's an emotional sort of disorder. So it becomes formed. So I'm not going to hate on any of them. I'd love to assist them in some way, but it's very challenging. You know, it's all yeah. That card was a hexagram like the star in the guy's coat. What? No. Wait a minute. Let me go back and find my card. It's actually, it's not a star. Maybe it came out. It is, remember I told you, it's the written words, because, so now I just mix the cards up. I use a program and I write the words. It creates a weave. So it is actually the word. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, not quite, but excuse me, similar. You're very aware, very intuitive there, King of Sheba. Oh, look, I'm putting it sideways. Okay, it's similar. It's similar, but it was orange and the coat was purple, and it was inside a circle. Now I can do great digital art, this type of digital art, but I don't draw. And I wish I could draw, and I thought about it for a long time afterwards. I'm going, I wish that I could draw, like what was on his coat, and oh, and he had these, he had on boots. He didn't have like running shoes. He had boots. Not kind of boots that I've really seen before. Oh, Riff! Hi, darling. How are you? You came over. You followed me to YouNow. How are you? I'm checking out this new app here, you know, to connect with people, to interact a little bit more. How are you? Actually, I'm having a wonderful young man here, the King of Sheba, who's been chatting for a while. This is Riff. He is a subscriber, but he's also a creator on YouTube. How's it going? How's Australia? How's the weather? You have 3 days off? Cool. I've had a lot of days off, to be honest with you. In one way, in my work-wise, it's been slow, but then in my personal life and things that are going on here in this house, very interesting, that I've had to focus on. You know, so I haven't, as you notice, I haven't been on for very long. Don't tell me you know him from YouTube. Yeah, no, it's quite warm here. It's been close, it's been like 100 degrees mostly. We're supposed to have rain. Oh, okay. No, I thought that would be interesting with the King of Sheba and new muggles. I am going to try to also, I'm going to try to come on YouTube tomorrow because I'm doing a 10K sub giveaway, and I haven't been able to come on. I just made a little video of it, but I need to come on and chat about that. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow if I can. Repilled? Repilled? Okay, so you do know. You do know. Oh my God, like that. Okay. Really? Oh, you're on his channel. Okay. I was gonna say no way. you know who he is. Only the two people that come on my first time on here, and that would be too funny. But then that would be cosmic, you know. Yes. Where'd you go, Riff? He comes and he goes. He does, yes, that's right. He's Greek. You have twin flame channels. Oh, you know some twin flame channels too. Oh, okay. Hello, Ledar. And forgive me if I say names incorrectly. So, Riff, there's all kinds of cool things here. I can't see the stuff on my end, but you could do all kinds of things where you can applaud, you can give me likes up. They really help me build my channel. You can give me bars. You have to earn them or buy them. There's all kinds of different things that you can do on here. So this is my first time. But I'm very thankful because Zoe Girl gave me 1,000 bars and King of Sheba gave me 35 bars. Had some likes. So it's kind of cool. I was exploring this myself the last few days and checking it out. And it looks like fun. Though, it seems like I might be the only person that really talks to me. According to the King of Sheba. A lot of people just sit here and stare, which, oh my God, I can never do that. That's why I like people to interact because, you know, sometimes I am a little shy unless, you know, I'm getting into doing the work that I do with someone. Then I'm in a different, you know, space within myself. But, you know. People are just sitting there, why are people like asking them questions or something like that? Why aren't they initiating conversation? Isn't that the whole point of this? This is true, you know, because I did, I mean, I did click on a couple, but I look at their name, I look at their profiles actually before I actually look at their video, to kind of see what they're about and what they're offering. I do like to listen to people who sing, you know, so I did, that's kind of what I was checking out. I do watch, as I say, well, it's actually his girlfriend's account, Alondra, so Trey and Alondra, the Trey Lowe gang, because I've met Trey when I was in LA a couple months ago. So he's another young guy. He's a really nice guy. He's also a singer, musician. And him and his girlfriend come on. They both have YouTube channels, and they're doing, do very well. So I saw him on here, and that's why I started to. Oh, thank you, darling. That's why I started to come out, and I thought, this is interesting. But I was kind of iffy about it because I saw that, is the audience, is the crowd, the people that come on here just are really, young people. Nothing about that. I'm just saying, would they even be interested, in what I do or what I'm sharing? So I kind of sort of hesitated for a couple of weeks. Created an account, but just sort of left it. And tonight I felt like I needed to come on and see how it goes. And so I met the King of Sheba. Can you believe it? He has 4 crowns. Now see, King of Sheba, you have 4 crowns, and Riff doesn't have any, but he has a star, because he's a star. So you must know how you got 4 crowns. I'll go look that up later. I think I did see something that describes the different things. 5-pointed stars. Ha ha. Yeah. Well, you must support people to get 5 stars. So if I click on there, you have 23 fans. I'm not sure about this. Why are you covering your mouth? This profile does not have a description. Google fan. Okay, I'm going to fan you because you're very nice. No, wait a minute. You have like that icon. I've read some of where the different levels. I don't know what they all mean. Oh, okay. You can't do that while you're webcasting. So Riff, you can come on here and just, have you been on YouNow before? Because you can come on and play your guitar for people, and people, once they start tuning in, if they like you, they can fan you, and they can subscribe, and you can, you can make money on here, or just share. Who knows? Some people have been discovered on here, musically. How shall I sit on 4 thrones? Comfortably? Well, Riff is also spiritual, metaphysical. So, you never been on here? Yeah. I was saying earlier that he quotes Socrates on YouTube, yeah. I was saying that I saw this in a movie, like just briefly. Someone was on this, and I was like, but I thought it was fake because I thought it was for the movie where they were they couldn't put Facebook, so they put YouNow, or they could put I don't know, they put YouNow. But then I know somebody who was on here, and I saw him on here because it popped up on my YouTube notifications from his channel. And I was like, ooh, let me explore this. And what I like, Riff, is that there can be an interaction. So like, for example, Riff, you could come on and go on a split screen and chat to me. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I think that we haven't figured that. Is that the guest part? I'm not sure. Does it tell you on your end? I don't know. So you could come on here, and just sit there and chat with me. Easier than doing a Google Hangout. So what is this down here? There's these buttons, and I never know whether I should click on them or not. Partner Wild Man Chris. It's morning. Check. Okay. Yeah, we have to choose to be guests, and then you pick us to host us live. Oh, sorry. So I didn't do that to Raylan because I really would really like to get to know some people first before I do that, and that they're going to chat to me more about what I'm here about, and not just the cattle and the cows kind of thing. No disrespect to him. I appreciate him stopping by, but we have to choose me to host us live. Okay. So, would you like to, either one of you like to try that before I go? Because I'm almost out of water. And I'm going to go. It's midnight here also. I have, what? No. What's 2005? I have 2,000 likes? No, I don't have 2,000 likes. There hasn't been that many people on here. Oh, yes, I do, because you gave, no, I don't know. I don't understand this yet. I'm going to have to come back and look at all of this afterwards and see what happens since it's on my first live stream. Oh, I wonder if this, I should go and check this out. So, oh really? You're shy? You don't seem very shy on here. Well, people a lot of times are not shy on here. I'm shy too. But you know, it's a great way to get over shyness when you can start to connect and converse with somebody. Okay, so I'm still on there. There's one person watching me on YouTube, because I guess they realize that I'm not talking to them over there. I'm talking somewhere else. But I think that should still build up my one over there. Hey, Riff? I think that. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll go back and forth between this and YouTube. I have 2,005 likes. I do. Where did they come from? Thank you. I don't know who. I saw one person. I don't know where they came from. But thank you. Cool. You're still having Adobe Flash Player issues? Yeah, but you can access this on your phone, you know. You just have to. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. But you can access it from your phone, you know. The YouNow has an app. Are you? Because if you're in Adobe, you're talking about because you're on your computer, right? Riff, would you like me to pick a card for you? I haven't done that for a while. I used to do the card of the day. So you gotta flow with life, you know. You say, oh, okay, I want to do this, and sometimes it just changes, and you gotta flow with it. That's how it goes. Oh, Violet's in here. I didn't. Where's the other one? Oh, there. You know what? Both my cats are in here. I didn't even know that. So what was I hearing out there? Okay. Thank you. You're on your PC. Yeah. See, you could. Okay, I'm shuffling for you. But on your phone, you could do it. And I see that a lot of people are doing this from their phone. YouNow. A lot of people, and that could be why, you know, some of the streaming. Oh my goodness, all these cards almost wanted to fall out for you. Hold on, I don't want to overload you. Oh, I just feel one. Oh, did you have this one before a long time ago? I don't know. I feel like when I first met you before. All right, this is your card. This is your card, Reef. Divinity Quest. There's the digital art of it. There's the word. Divinity Quest. I feel like I mean, I've picked several cards with you before, but I feel like this, and maybe I'm wrong, but one of the first times when I met you on my YouTube channel? I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Oh, now I understand, because I was the editor's choice. Where did they get that? So this is the YouNow people come in, they see, and then they choose people to put up there. So I'm wondering if the YouNow people are. Oh, you haven't had that one before? Okay. Okay. Well, it's a good one. I had it a couple days ago. And I could kind of feel that, because it was like I needed to like step back into that hexagrams. You like sacred geometry? Well, okay. King of Sheba. go to, what's it called, weavesilk.com, and you'll see. But because I write, these are actually the words written. This is what it creates. So it'll be different, but you can create there. So I think that it kind of does make those kind of geometry, you know, the app, the program. Whoa, whoa, what? Oh, you're very quick on the internet. Yeah. So if you look on my YouTube channel, you will see some of my videos of my digital art. But I take it to another app from that, and then I enhance it. And, you know, I really tune into it, like a frequency-wise. If I'm doing a person's name, then, you know, I tune in as much as I can, to them. You know, and hopefully infuse, bring forth the highest kind of frequency for them with the word and with the colors and, you know. Weave silk, yeah. What did I say? I don't know what I said. Weave silk. That's how I start them, and then I, you know, take it further. Because when I do a fully enhanced one. For the card deck, I didn't do that. I did a little bit with another program, just to kind of give it a little background, but I wanted them to stand out more. And then I discovered, you know, another program, and then I enhanced the digital art even more, infusing it with, you know, positive frequencies and energies. Nope. Many years ago I did. Hello, Carissa. Many years ago, like a long time ago, when I was, oh gosh, I don't remember. Maybe it's 30 plus years ago. Older, longer than how old you are. I did have a deck. I had a really nice deck, but I don't work with those anymore because they really just work from one level. See, psychic ability is of the mind, intuitiveness is of the heart, and it's much more expansive. So when you start to work from there, it takes you deeper, wider, whatever. It takes you into much more than just from the psychic mind level. So no, I don't work with those. The cards that I do work with are the Runes Mastery. There's 672 cards. Oh no, actually there's more now because another level, another one came forth, yeah. So that's a whole different thing. I'm not going to talk about that right now. One day I might do a little sharing of the runes cards. Hello, Alyssa. It says it's your first time. Welcome. Guess what? It's my first time also. So we are newbies. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I noticed that trending tags, it will always be at the top, guys and girls. Basically, that's when anybody will go in and just chat, right? And it's kind of like, you know, when you call up somebody and you're just chit-chatting. I don't mind doing a little bit of that, but I also want to, you know, share what I do, you know, kind of give some value to my content or what I'm sharing. How are you ladies doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm very curious. And I'm okay if you're not interested in what I'm saying. My name is Christina. I'm an intuitive and an empath, a metaphysical practitioner, so I work. This is what I do. And I just like to connect, and I like the interactive some of these apps. I do have a YouTube channel, Pristine Space, if you'd like to go there and check out some of my videos, some of my other live streams. I've just kind of come back on after not being on for about 5 years. So I'm just trying to build that up. Do you think women are more spiritual than men by nature? I think yes, but only because they have closed off that part of themselves. And that's a whole different thing that we could get into, because we've been in a very patriarchal existence for a long time, and so they've closed off that feminine aspect of themselves, which is the intuitive nature. You know, only for that. But in the bigger picture, no. In the bigger picture, you know, we all have that sense and ability. And but again, remember, you know, when we come in, we have those senses. They are all there, and a lot more of the understanding. But as we grow, and you know, our life is shaped by society, by our parents, by your family, by your schooling, by, you know, your belief system, whatever you chose to come in and experience. So it's an individual soul journey. But it is, and the reason I say yes to your answer is because, like, the teacher that I've walked with for many years, Almeen, a spiritual teacher, you know, in her retreats, in her classes over the years, the ratio of, you know, the students there are more women than men, right? Now it's starting to change, so there are more men participating because the more of them are waking up to that side of themselves, to that, you know, which exists within everyone. So it is kind of, it's shifting for sure. Hello, Lovelace. Oh, I like how that, Lovelace. First time, welcome. This is my first time too. Thank you for stopping by. So I'm not going to go check because here's the audience. Oh, but everybody's gone. Look, King of Sheba, it does not show you in the audience. Why is that? And I know you're there. So I have no clue. YouNow person that comes in, please tell me why. Now it says there's only one person there. I'm very confused. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Some things are a mystery in life. It's all right. Oh, you know what? Possibly, if you guys go and click on another browser or something like that, another window, maybe that's why it shows you, then you come back and it shows you on or it shows you off. I'm not really sure. Riff, it shows that you're the only one there. Are you still there, Riff? I'm almost done. As I tell people, when my water's done, I'm going off. I was just going to come on and do an introduction here, but I've been on here now for, how long have I been on here? Oh my gosh, almost 2 hours. See, you step into what's called timelessness. See, King of Sheba, it does not show you as in my audience. It only shows Riff, and I bet your Riff's gone. Oh, he's doing something. Hello, Abby. How are you? Oh, you're there. See, that's the only one it shows is you. Maybe it's a glitch. Maybe it's. Now I didn't notice this because, like I said, I'm just exploring this my first time, and so yesterday it was on. It doesn't give you an option to show. Does it give you an option when you go on someone's stream to be like invisible? Because I don't know why it's not showing. Yeah, it only shows. Oh wow, there's someone else here that even. No, it only shows 2 people. That's it. I don't know. Kind of odd. Ooh, I've moved up the trending ladder. I moved up from the bottom to 4. I moved up 4. Woohoo! Cool. You guys are all late night bunnies. Well, it depends on where you are. Riff's on the other side of the world, so it's afternoon for him. Well, I think that I'm gonna say nighty night because it is after midnight for me. I do appreciate people that stop by. I do appreciate the likes and hello 54 Tim. I'm just winding down. I will definitely try to come back on tomorrow. I'm probably going to do YouTube in the daytime if I can for my giveaway on YouTube. I'm going to talk about it, share it, and I'll have to think about something that I might be able to do here once I start connecting with people. Board. Sleeping squad. So I'm looking at the trending. Does that mean there's people like sleeping together and just watching each other sleep? Interesting. Hello, YouNow person. YouNow person, I would like to ask you a question, but I don't think you'll answer though, because I feel you're just coming in to observe. There's only 2 people showing in my audience when I click on my audience, but there's more than 2 people. So how does that work? And then it'll say someone's here, but they're not here. So that would be good to know. See? And then it says there's 3 people, but it only shows 1 person. See, Riff, you're the only one showing now. But I know King of Sheba is still here. Because I can feel him. Interesting. So that must be an interesting job, YouNow person. You get to go and check out people, and then I think that's how the that's how the editor's choice is, right? So now, Furch's twins. I actually fanned them yesterday, but their video was not good at all. I couldn't hear anything at all. It was just really, really bad. And that's what I worry about when I do live streams, because I'm always concerned. You know, I can't control all of this, but I feel bad when my video's not good. You switched to Chrome? Oh, okay. Well, I only have a Chromebook, so you just changed to the Chrome browser. I don't know. I'll turn the thing off. I don't know if it's making noise. Makes a hum hum. Hum hum hum. Yeah. Well, so what does that mean? Does that mean that you can come on now? Is that what it means? Maybe some of the people sitting there, King of Shebas, they're just waiting. Oh, I don't know how to use this thing yet. Well, no, you know what? King of Sheba said that you just have to go to, hello, Zach. You just have to go to, hello, Bruhitsalia. Bruhitsali. I thought it was going to say Bruja. But, okay. So if you see where it says guess, I think you click that, then I can see you, and then I think I click you, and I think that's how you come on. That's the only thing that I can see, because I don't see anything else that, implies or, says how. I don't know what this is on there. Yeah. What is this down here? There's a microphone on the bottom. What is that for? 2 watching. See, now over here it says only 2. Okay. You came on with me before, but it means you have to show yourself, Rick. Share. Who shares? Me? I'm looking at the buttons at the bottom. Mute microphone, probably in case you want to yell at your dog or oh, really? You have 4 crowns for a reason, because you know everything. King of Sheba. Your picture kind of throws me off, but I know you're very nice, and I appreciate the conversations that we've had there. But your picture kind of throws me off, and I look at it. Are you going to try Riff or no? Sheep in wolf's clothing. Okay. I'm not going to engage with that right at the moment. Okay, so Riff, I don't know. I realize that it turns green when someone does that now. And that's how you would get on. I don't know if you're going to do it. What I'm glad at the moment, though, is that I noticed when some of the people that I was on the other day, yesterday, the chat just goes so fast, you know, and it's like, and I appreciate now that, you know, it's slow and that I could chat with people, because if it moves too quickly, it's really hard. I mean, that happens on YouTube too, when there's tons of people and they all want to say something. You can't really, and I've had that a few times, and I always feel bad because I can't, you know, if I don't see it, or I don't get to, you know, answer everybody. Because my whole thing is about interaction. Okay. I think Riff is, so how's this doing over here? Oscar Mendez is a new subscriber. Is that you, King of Sheba? Oh my gosh. There's... Oh, I can hear it all the way from here. 1 week ago, you're the King of Sheba on YouTube? Oh, okay. Well, I have a new subscriber, Oscar Mendez. Anyways, I can hear it from here. 1 week ago, this, whatever it is, because I don't know what it is, if it's a bird or an animal or whatever it is, in the back of the house. It's not in my back, but it's somewhere, because all the houses are, you know, behind each other and attached, or you know, very close to each other. I'm not going to do it tonight, but oh god, it starts. What time? It's starting late tonight because it usually starts around 10 and it goes to about 4 in the morning, and it kind of sounds almost a little bit like a duck, or you know those duck calling things that hunters use. And it does this for, like, you know, this sound for 20 seconds, stops, then starts again, 20. It's just continuous. For last night it stopped like 4 o'clock in the morning. So, and it's so loud. I've lived here for a year and a half and I've never heard it before. It just started a week ago. I'm thinking it's a mating call. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to put it out there. If anybody knows, it might be a tropical bird, or it might be I don't know what it could be. I don't know. But I can hear it from here, and I'm all the way at the front of the house. Anyways, Oscar Mendez, who has subscribed to me, thank you. I guess you came on here and saw me. Oh, Riff, I'm sorry I didn't see your question. How do I use only voice but not video? Yeah, okay, and I told you, you can try to hide yourself, right? I don't think you can do that. Ask the King of Sheba. He knows everything. I don't know. I don't think that's like on YouTube. Well, because on Google Hangout you can do, you know, just voice, or you can do your video. I don't think you can do that here. I don't know. I told him he can just put a sticky note over his camera. Oh, you told him where? Oh, there it is. I see. Okay. But I don't know. I don't even know if does your video work, Riff? Almost done. Then I'm going. If he tape, what? Oh, you mean physically he has to do that? I thought there was some kind of icon or something here that he could, you know how they have those kind of things and you cover the, or like on the apps and stuff like that, where you can make yourself look like whatever. I've never used them, but I see everybody using them. I don't know if you can do that. Why don't you come on and play us a song with your guitar? Did you hear my story? No, you weren't on yet, Riff, when I was telling this experience I had with I don't know, a mystical man, time traveler. Well, you'd have to go back and listen to my video. So, I'm just wondering, is this on my live, on my Facebook? I don't know. Let's try my Facebook. This long, I don't know if you can even do that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, do you have to have Facebook Live to... I don't know. It's going to start lagging. Oh, no, it doesn't. It just tells me that they're over there. Okay, that's all right. That's good. Yeah, well, you have to go back and listen because I didn't do light of day to say it again. It was an interesting experience. That's what I've decided to do. I'm going to do it on my YouTube channel. Also, I'm going to do just share little mystical stories of things that I've had, you know, experiences that I've had in my life. So I don't know, I might do them live stream or I might just do a recording of them. It's so much easier to do live stream. Like videos, you know, I mean, I give props to the big time YouTubers. They don't do a lot of live streaming. They do videos, and it takes the editing and everything. It takes a lot. Yesterday I spent like 8 hours just to do this little promo one that I had. The digital one that I did. The recording of it didn't take very long, but the editing of it was like 8 hours. Nikki Jam. Oh, hello, Despacito. Despacito. Hello, hola, Despacito. Nikki Jam. I'm gonna go see. ¿Cómo estás, mi rosa? Oh, no puedo hablar español. Muy poquito. Estoy bien, pero tengo sueño. I've been on here for a while, but thank you so much for coming by. Oh, you do the ha ha ha, so thank you, gracias. You must, maybe Spanish. I'm not going to speak in Spanish though, my Spanish is muy poquito. Ha ha ha, because right away that's a dead giveaway. It's not H-A-H-A, it's J-A-J. Gerald Jackson, hello, how are you? The late night bunnies are coming on. Okay, Sunshine is up to something. I don't know where she is. Thank you, I appreciate that. So, where did you go, King of Sheepa? I can hear my cat. Oh yeah, my hair's a mess. I noticed that my camera is flipped the other way. Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it, Nikki Jam. Oh, do you live in Spain? No. Do you live in Madrid? Gracias. Who wants to guest? Oh, are you going to be my monitor? Oh, he's such a little cutie boy. There's my Riff guy. I gotta invite Riff. Oh, I have to. Okay, Riff. I'm gonna have to invite Riff. No, look, you're testing it out. Cool. Oh, I like how that works.
Okay, there we go, hopefully. Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? So you put up your shield.
There we go.
But where is that? Covering the camera? Or not the camera, but where is
That's
that?
yeah, that's right in front of the camera.
It's right in front of the camera.
Yep.
Mr. Me, remind the YouTube viewers to come to YouNow if they want to guest. Okay, YouTube viewers, my subscribers, I am at YouNow, but I think it says that right there, but thank you.
So how do you mute your microphone? If you need to shout at the neighbours, how do you mute your microphone?
If I need to shout at the neighbors?
How do you mute your microphone?
Oh, well, Queen. Oh, I almost said Queen of Sheba, King of Sheba. Maybe your queen is there. Okay, there's a microphone down there. I'm going to test that and see if that mutes me. Okay, I look down and see if you have one. Wait.
You've muted it.
Okay, did you hear me when I muted it?
Nope.
Okay, so that's for me. So do you have one on your side?
I don't see one.
Oh. Well, the King of Sheba knows everything, so you can ask him. Oh, Nikki Jam, I have my friend Riff is on now. He's been trying to get on for a while, so lo siento. Maybe next time. Did you find anything?
No, I'm a Virgo. New things take a while for me to grasp.
I don't know.
I don't see a mute microphone button at all.
I haven't been a guest yet, so I don't know. I would think that there would be something in YouTube.
I just see a black bar with end on it.
Yeah, that's
But nothing for the actual camera chat window.
I don't know. Oh, King of Sheba wants to know if you've had any mystical experiences.
Yeah, throughout my life.
You want to share anything?
Well,
You muted it, didn't mute him. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. Well, let's see. Geez. Lately, I've been working with certain high-powered friends, shall we say, non-physical.
Friends? Okay.
Non-physical friends,
Physical, okay.
and helping me work with quite a lot of buried stuff from my past, which I didn't even know was a problem, I suppose. And it's, well, let's just say that they're focusing on raising my energy vibration.
So why don't you do that yourself?
Well, I am. It's just, being in these life situations from the past, it's hard to get any kind of detached perspective.
No, he's working with, he's asking you, or I don't know, you can see what he writes, right? Like, he's asking you if you're working with spirits or with spiritualists. But
I'm working with guides mainly, and a deity or two.
now, let me ask this out of curiosity. How did you come into contact?
With the spirit guides or the deities?
Either.
One of them's been a spirit guide for many years. Just that she's been more closely working with a certain other newer guide for the past year, I suppose. Let's just say she never really, my main guide, never really felt the need to actually talk before. It was more just inspiring my own vibes and, little bits of truth and perspectives.
Now, do you communicate telepathically, or do you, like, are you clairaudient? Do you hear, I don't know if I asked you this before, but do you, like, hear them in that way?
I can sometimes hear them. They mainly send information and I can sort of sense what they're trying to share. If that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's a matter of your interpretation, though, right? Of what's being said or shared or communicated.
Well, see, that's what's taken quite a while to sort of separate my own thoughts coming through to what they're trying to share.
Right. Well, you have to discern.
Are
you seeing what King Oshiba's writing?
Yeah. Well, considering I feel very closely connected to the Norse deities, it was actually mainly Frigg and of all people, Loki.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was actually on the bus going into town one day, and he decided to introduce himself. And I said, "Okay, so why the bloody hell did you want to work with me?" He laughed and he says, "Because you're just so damn entertaining, quote unquote."
Oh, very interesting. You bring forth, do you think, let's see, music or maybe frequencies and notes, through your music?
There are a couple of times there where I actually think that may be the case. So I noticed that happens when I'm, just finished tuning the guitar, just playing random notes, fooling around with the guitar. And when I'm not actually focused on playing a specific thing, that's when I might pick up a little melody in my head or a little snippet of a melody, and I sort of try to play that as I hear it in my head. And to answer a King of Sheba's question, I don't actually see him, not yet anyway, not that I remember from my actual travels. I hear him. And I have to try very hard most of the time not to laugh, for no apparent reason when I'm walking in town.
Well, I don't think anybody would pay too much money about it.
Well, considering it's me and what I look like, they sort of don't anyway.
I don't know what you look like, because all the time that you always hide. Why?
Let's see, what kind of things? He usually has something very wise but very sarcastic to say about any kind of situation I may be in, like usually a social situation. And he might have someone. I might be meeting someone in town. They may say something, and Loki usually responds with something very sarcastic in my head.
Oh,
Which, of course, I have to try very hard not to actually blurt out loud to the person.
so okay. So I'm just. I mean, I hear as well and communicate not quite in the same way that you do, but well, maybe similar. I'm just wondering, like, do you have like a continuous conversation?
Sometimes, depends on what kind of state of mind I'm in. Like, if I'm sort of feeling in the flow, that's more conducive to for that to happen. But if I've had, well, let's just say a challenging day at work, and you feel that sort of tension, and you're tired, and you're not flowing as you usually do, it sort of doesn't flow as well in the conversation.
Interesting to see that too. Um, yeah. Oh my God, I just had a deja vu all of a sudden. Like I've done this before with you. Like
Probably, probably.
no, this exact moment. As soon as the King of Sheba gave me like 10 likes, all of a sudden I just had this, whole thing of seeing this all before. Like just this moment. And I have that a lot because I do see things, and then whatever, it's parallel realities or whatever. Because all time is simultaneous. So I don't know exactly when it occurred.
Unless, of course, you're connected to your Time Lord self.
Yeah. So it's just weird. As soon as he did that, it triggered, like
Yeah.
the memory of this already, taking place. Just sort of living it at this moment. So it's kind of interesting. And
It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting that my two guides that I'm working with more closely lately, they're both warrior women from certain civilizations in the past, which kind of makes me smile a bit.
which civilized, like, you know?
One of them is from a native Britain, the ones with the blue woad sort of designs on their faces and sort of fighting the Romans, that era. The other one's I think, an Irish sort of Norse kind of warrior woman, more like a shield maiden. Yeah.
Talk to the hand. Or talk to the hand. Or talk to my hand. Um, oh. Interesting that they're both women.
Yeah.
So possibly you could have, and maybe in that time, in that era, you were connected with them.
I think so. I think that's what they've hinted.
You think?
Yeah. Yep. They haven't really come out and said it, but they sort of hinted when I sort of asked certain questions, and I try to vibe it myself. Not in this lifetime, King of Sheba.
Well, maybe not. Yeah, you mean not have experienced that in this lifetime. But the thing about it is, it depends. It could have been, a recent lifetime.
Well, I know that there's been a Druid lifetime in Ireland. That's probably why I feel so drawn to Ireland.
That's why you want to go there.
Yeah, there's been a couple of Viking lifetimes as well. I think one of them was Iceland, if I remember correctly.
Well, I'm very, have such an affinity where I am here in Mexico, but I've also lived in England, and I have a great affinity there too. And I mean, it's very different cultures, very different time periods of different, just very different. But yet they both speak to me. Right now I'm in Mexico, and I've kind of returned back here because I lived here like 26 years ago. And so this is where presently I feel to be. I was in England 2 years ago, and I still, when I go there, I feel at home as well. I mean, I'd like to see many more places, but I know that they are past life connections,
Right.
of having lived there, experienced, and that's how it is. A lot of people go to different places, and it feels like home to them. And some people will end up moving there, or some people will just go for a certain amount of time, because sometimes what you're actually doing is retrieving soul fragments. And so you will go to certain places, and I think I might have said this to you before. I'm not really sure, but that maybe that's you might go to Ireland and just only go there for a short time, but because there are soul fragments there, parts of yourself from even past lives or whatever, that you're going to go there to retrieve. And I feel that that's kind of what I've done in certain places that I've gone to.
Makes sense.
Even more, it's more than just that. I know, come here because of the work that I do. It helps to change things in a certain way, energetically, or enhance. However,
Speaking about past lives, most of my life, whenever I've read about the Spanish conquistadors, I've just hated them so much all my life, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm Greek from both parents, born in Greece. What the hell's going on, people? And I actually sort of came across a woman I actually became friends with. She was one of those really talented, intuitive artists. And she goes, would you like me to do it was supposed to be a spirit guide drawing, but it ended up being a past life drawing of me. I was a Mayan boy.
You were a what?
A Mayan boy.
Oh, a Mayan. Oh.
I'm thinking, well, that would explain that. Thank you. And I still have a Reiki-based guide from that era, actually.
Reiki?
Yep.
You think that from the Mayan era?
Possibly.
Oh, that doesn't feel right.
The Mayan Druid era, I think. But the spirit guide, he is from the Mayan era that I'm have been working with for the healing part.
Riff, when you're saying that, what I'm seeing is your music is a lot more connected than Mayan time, than the Mayan era. There's something there in, like you did, what's the word? Sonics would be the word, or something to do with sound.
Is that psionics?
Psionics, is that what it's
I
called?
think so.
Knowledge about that, but that's just kind of what I'm hearing. So, and that's why, like, I think that you could actually, if you wrote down, just did automatic writing, you could write the language. Even if you can't interpret it or like translate it, but if you just write it, I think that musically, within your consciousness, you'll be able to interpret it.
See, my guide from that era, his name is Cheate. Cheate, yeah. Yeah.
No, he looks very small. He feels very small. And, he just feels small. That's what I just saw when you said his name.
He's not a tall person, but he can look mean if you look at him for the first time. But I don't know, I've always wanted to visit, what's that place? Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
A long time ago, but
I'd love to visit that place.
Some work needs to be done there, though, because a lot of things have been inputted there, so it needs to be cleared. You know what I mean? There were a lot of different sacrifices, different things that were done there.
Yeah.
So it really needs to be cleared. But I mean, as a sacred site, it's phenomenal.
I can just imagine the energy from some of these places. Jeez. So a lot of these places, regardless of the culture, the tradition, they were actually built on quite powerful sort of ley lines and meridian lines. And what do they call it? An energy vortex.
Well, did you hear when I shared about here where I live?
Yes.
That I'll just tell someone that there's 12 ley lines, So when ley lines meet, right, they create a vortex. And so because here where I live in Vallarta, there's 12 of them, like from the south to the north, and they create, so that's like 12 vortexes. So what happens is that kind of, it really actually puts us energetically, frequency-wise, off the grid. And apparently if you go up into the mountains, you can kind of see that. So, and the mountains are not too far away, they're right there. But I would like, and only at a certain time of year that you can see, you know, I suppose if you're clairvoyant, you probably can see it at any point. But, so yeah, that's why a lot of people come here that, you know, artists and musicians and healers and shamans and all that, you know, they come here. And I'm sure that's part of the reason why I'm here as well, and why it feels, you know, home. It has, there is a sense of peace. It doesn't mean like nothing's happening here, somewhat kind of negative or whatever, but there is that, you know, sense of peace and the beauty that's here as well. So it is interesting. And England has a lot of ley lines as well.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. You could literally feel some of them. Like I might have shared this before, but when I lived in England, I remember when we drove to Somerset. And Somerset is a beautiful county. They're called counties there, and it's where what do you call it? Glastonbury is, and where, you know, King Arthur was, and the tours, and all these, you know, magical places, anyways, and sacred sites that are there. But I remember as we drove, and this is years and years ago, so I was aware, but I wasn't, you know, as aware as I am now. And I remember literally when we went from this county to into the Somerset County, you could feel the difference. First of all, the blooms, the blossoms on the trees and everything was amazing. But I said to my friend who was driving, wasn't very open to all of this. I mean, she loved to travel, but she wasn't open to anything metaphysical or spiritual. So, but she could feel it too. I was like, oh, I mean, you could literally feel the difference when you stepped into Somerset. Completely different energy. But they have several that go through Somerset. So it's very powerful. England is pretty amazing. The thing about it is that it's history. There's a lot of, you know, dark history there. A lot of dark magic. A lot of dark things that took place there, and wars and fighting and all that kind of stuff. But then there's a lot of, you know, beautiful things that take place there. And it is very magical in so many ways. So.
I'd love to visit. I'd love to visit Devon, actually, in England.
Devon?
Yeah, and
no, Devon. My friend used to go there all the time. She loved it. You know, I haven't.
Cornwall. Yeah, I'd love to go there.
Yeah, I want to go to that part of it. I've been to, you know, like Brighton Beach, and I lived in Leamington Spa, which is nice. So these are different places. And I've been to Scotland, but I haven't been to that.
I won't do my Scottish voice for you.
Yeah. Scotland is amazing. Scotland is also very magical.
Yeah.
We had not a very good return from Scotland, though. We were in a car accident.
Oh no.
I think that you know, my head was hit. I think actually that opened my crown chakra. So
there we go. Yeah.
A bigger picture, but it wasn't fun. The trip there was there. We went to Loch Ness, and actually I just felt something when I did that. And that was back in the day when they used to talk about, you know, the Loch Ness monster and everything. And so of course we went there trying to see if we could see anything. But it's very beautiful. I mean, it has this, the landscape has this, you know, majesty about it, and yeah, pretty amazing. Well, I think the Earth is amazing. There's so much.
Yeah.
In the Earth. So, King of Sheba, you're still there. Thank you for the people that are. You know your shield. I don't know if is it really big or is it small? But sometimes it vibrates, or is that just you just moving?
Yeah, that's me moving.
Because it's funny, from this vision, all of a sudden you're thinking, you know, because it's just vibrating. But what is that shield anyway? Is that in Latin or Greek or English? Or
No,
I can see some English word.
that's Greek actually.
Oh, what does it say?
With your shield or on it?
With your shield?
Or on it. So in other words, come back with your shield or come back on your shield.
That's interesting. I wonder. But this symbol reminds me of Star Trek. Didn't they have that on the Star Trek uniforms? Or
No.
is it the other way around? I don't know.
No, this is the symbol for the Spartan elite warriors under King Leon. Yeah, that's the Spartan elite symbol.
Okay. Maybe it goes the other way around, but or my mind is just having a memory of something. I don't know what it is because I'm very drawn to it. King of Sheba's asking you a question. Do you listen to Sabaton?
Sabaton, they're on my to listen to list on Spotify.
Oh, is this a band?
I believe so, if it's the same people I'm talking about, yeah. There's just so much music to listen to, so many books to read, that one lifetime is just not enough.
You know who sent me a message, said hello the other day? Stone Cold.
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't talked to him for a while.
I know, I haven't seen him. He just sent me a message to say hi. They're a Swedish metal band. Okay. I'm not hip.
Oh, that song, yeah. I know what song you mean. Yeah, that is a good song. Yeah.
I'm in the dark about that.
But my dad's village, that is a very spiritual and haunted place.
Your what?
My father's village up in the mountains. Oh, yeah.
In Greece?
Yeah.
Oh, live in Greece.
Oh, yeah.
Greece is one place that I've really, really been drawn to, and I know that it's not just because of its beauty, and, I would like to travel everywhere, but I am drawn there. I have friends there. My sister-in-law, she lives in Canada, though, and I know that it's past life, but I just feel that there's a couple of places that I have to go. I don't even know the names of them either, but I know at some point I'll get there. I definitely want to go there. You
Not even not since I was born there, and since I was 2 when we came back here.
Okay.
But my brother, on the very first time he went there, took a photo of the old house, and came back 1 year later. We were sorting through photos, and I noticed an old lady in black sort of posing for the photo, and I said to him, "Who's this posing for the photo?" He goes, "What? There was no one there when I took the photo." It was the ghost of our dead grandmother posing. You can actually see it clear as day, and you can see the sun shining through on the clothes. Number one. And you can, at the bottom, it's sort of like below the knee, sort of diagonally cut off, so you can actually see through to the green door behind. And there's a sort of like stream of sort of smoky-looking stuff arcing from the top of her head, and her head actually looks skeletal.
Okay. But you have this photo?
I do, yes.
Cool. You can show it to us one time. You could put that up instead.
What a welcoming photo. Photo of my dead grandmother. I actually might sort of...
taken lots of interdimensional pictures. And the thing about it is, if they want themselves to be known, they will.
Yeah.
Is your grandmother in Greece?
Well, she was till the day she died.
No, that's what I'm saying. She died in Greece. Sorry, I was saying.
Yeah, she's died there buried there. Yeah.
Mhm.
There we go. I actually have it.
So you haven't been there since two, right? Because
Yep.
I see like these kind of cobblestones. Um, I don't know if they're cobble, but there are these kind of stones around, I think, where she lived or where she's at or something when you said that. Oh, you're showing me the picture?
It's a blown up photo, so it's not clear, and I'm sort of showing it on webcam, so it's not clear. But you can see the.
Okay, put your finger first where so I can see, because all I see is just dark.
Right.
We're on a split screen, so it kind of is not. It's not as
You can sort of see the sun shining on her clothes there, and
I see a face.
her arm is sort of here, sort of on her hip. There we go. Might be a bit
I
clearer.
see a face right there. But what is that? What is that round circle? It looks like that looks more like an E-piece, but what? You know, with the two eyes?
That's actually her head.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. That looks more like skeleton. That's what you were saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can sort of see her right arm is leaning on her hip.
And this picture was taken where?
In my dad's village.
Oh, okay. A long time. Were you there? Were you present?
No. No, that's when my brother went for a holiday.
Okay.
Back for the first time since we actually were there.
Well, she wants to let you know that she's there with you. Did you see it, King of Sheba? He's saying slender woman. So I guess
Yep.
you better that. Oh. Yeah, I've had taken a lot of interdimensional pictures. And sometimes I just, well, I kind of keep my space clear, but every once in a while, I take some pictures.
Now, the more sort of people I talk to who are, like-minded, the more they share with this one little bit of information that they see from their peripheral vision. Remember how a lot of people used to report taking photos of the orbs?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is kind of different. They sort of describe them like sort of very brief slivers of almost quicksilver, like really bright light. Like silvery white, just little slivers of energy on the edge of the peripheral vision. Like more than a few people have actually shared this with me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that?
I need to see it because I'm trying to visualize it. I don't know if it's a word. What does it look like? Like you say,
So if you're looking straight ahead
yeah.
to the edge of on the edge of your peripheral vision, you might see a little tiny sliver of whitish silvery light energy flicker past.
Oh, that's kind of normal. Yeah, but see, your peripheral vision sees wider, so you're going to be. You could pick up on something that's passing by, or you could be picking up on frequency wave. I mean, it's hard to say. I think it's different. Sometimes, I get that a lot, and well, I feel like I'm always kind of had that, but and a lot of times it could be light, and so you don't know if it's a light being or it's a frequency wave, or it could be a portal. I mean, depending on where you are when it's happening, it's kind of hard to really say. It's hard to say what you're seeing at that time. I don't. You can't. It's not going to be one thing.
Interesting.
Because you know your peripheral sees wider, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and you know that all exists within this space in a sense, right? So
Right.
I don't know
Yep.
what it could be where you are. Like sometimes I might get a sense of it. Sometimes it just might be I'm like, whoa, what was that? You know, or other times it'll be a figure, like a presence or a presence. But what you're just getting more so is their light body, depending on wherever they are.
So would that mean that an increasing number of people are becoming more open, more sensitive to these sort of energy vibrations, whatever they may be?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they're opening up themselves up to a wider sort of perspective, I suppose.
Yeah. Yes, and the thing is that I feel that because a lot of people when they see that they get freaked out, right?
Right.
And they think, oh my God, this, what I see and crazy, or they get scared. So then that kind of contracts. And I think that if you focus more, you'll trigger, all of your vision. And your vision is not just with your physical eyes, but your third eye and your pituitary gland, and all of that, will start to open so that you'll be able to see entirely. Like it's like Almeen, my teacher, is a seer, and that's how she just normally sees all the time, right? She actually has to contract it. Like when she looks at us, like when she's teaching a class or she sees us, she's in all of our light bodies and our light frequency and sound like waves and everything, like whatever. I mean, that's what she describes. Not seen through her eyes, but so she has to contract to be able to see us in our defined physical body.
Right.
So yes, that will be. We will, as we awaken more and allow, and clear away those layers upon that we built upon to block all of our already innate abilities and sensory abilities. Because it's only fear that, in whatever way, again, it's an individual thing, but it really comes down to a fear of whatever.
I do have a weird story that I really haven't spoken to many people about. I'm not sure what you would make of it.
Okay.
It was from a sort of small bit of remembered sort of astral travel. The kind of astral travel you do when you're in such a deep meditation that you can see things.
You can see things? Yeah.
Well, you're traveling, you can see, you're aware of it, but it's not the sort of astral body separated from the physical body as you normally would when you're, asleep, full sleep. This is more from deep meditation.
Mm-hmm.
This happened when I was doing that, and it was in the, not sure what era, fairly modern. It was in, of all places, New Orleans. And I saw these guys driving, they look like sort of the typical gangsters, driving up in this big old 1950s car, and they had a big sack of something, and they hid it somewhere, and I was just leaning against the building, minding my own business, and this Creole-looking woman came frantically past looking everywhere, and she was looking for this sack, and I sort of told her where it was, and it was actually a big sack of gold coins.
I knew you were going to say that. I heard it right away when you said a sack.
And she took me to this old, old New Orleans where they had those sort of wrought iron sort of gates, and they opened and you went in and you had like 3 or 4 sort of old style tenements, that kind of deal. And we went in there, and there was a weird looking a grass hut with 5 black bulldogs around it. And she was so sort of overwhelmed that I actually gave her sack of gold coins back. I didn't just not say a word and keep it for myself. I said, "Well, it's not mine. It's your sack of gold coins. Why would I keep it?" And she introduced herself as, and I've never ever been able to find any information about whether this person existed or not. Mama Jemba.
Mama what?
Jemba, Jem for Mary, B-A.
Sorry, say that again?
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, type it, please. Jemba.
Yep.
Now, did you see it written this way, hear it, or is that your interpretation? That's how it's spelled.
I just felt this was the right spelling for that name.
Mm-hmm. Now you understand that New Orleans, practices all kinds of different magics and things.
Right, yeah. And she said she wanted to reward me, and she wanted to initiate me into her own brand of, what I understand to be shamanism. And the initiation was sex.
Yeah.
And I never, after we did this, I never saw her again.
So you did the initiation?
Yes.
Oh.
This was, years ago now.
Yeah, that will never come from a high level. That will never be initiation. That's used in the dark arts.
I'm thinking, Mama Gemma, that sounded like, one of the voodoo sort of type of people.
Mm-hmm. You know that's still attached to you.
What exactly?
That connection.
Mm.
Yeah. That's something I definitely would clear.
So would that enable me to be more sort of sensitive to chaos energy around?
Yeah. But it's also a way in to manipulate that you might not even know in the dream time.
Which probably would explain why for the past 10 years I've had to overdo the psychic protection techniques more than usual.
Well, I'll just offer this to you offline, not here. I wouldn't do it that, but I can help you clear that. So if you want to do that, so you can talk to me offline about that, because I can feel that it does affect your vision and your lower chakras.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Chakra, especially your third chakra. There's a hook in there. Like it's
right.
Hook.
Yeah.
It almost looks like a fish hook.
It's kind of interesting. It's interesting though because the 2 guides I mentioned are actually working on the 3 bottom chakras, especially the first and the third.
Yeah. It's a psychic attachment, and it can manipulate. Or it does. Never mind, it can, but it does, and that's a long time. So there's a reason you're sharing it. So as I said, offline, I can help you with that. Um, I also feel that it affects your, because I'm looking here, I'm seeing the other left, over your left, that way here. There's something in here.
Yeah, you see, King of Sheba, there's a reason to my madness, see? Right?
What's that? What?
He says, went MGTOW after Mama Jemba.
Yeah. He's pretty in tune,
It's kind of interesting because that whole thing happened right around the time of my real life breakup, and that's when I was actually
Oh,
I was on the astral. I was looking for the biggest, baddest astral nasties just to sort of like kill them. It was fun times actually. I have to say. I would come back bruised, sort of, drenched in astral nasty blood. More than a couple of talented, intuitive friends would sort of patch me up on the astral.
you gotta be careful with that, though, Rip.
I haven't done that in many years. I haven't really felt the need,
Okay.
but it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Well, it's good you haven't, but the thing about it is, like, these things can, be attached to you for years and years and years.
It's kind of interesting though. The one sort of thing that came out of this was what I call my psychic tripwire. I feel it on the. I call it my psychic tripwire, and it's trip
Okay.
tripwire, and it's on my third eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever anyone's trying to either purposely or subconsciously trying to send any kind of ill intent my way, it instantly trips. I instantly feel it.
Okay. But you have like 3 things attached to you.
It's funny you mentioned the hook because when I was on a different live stream with a couple of the guys, in the sort of text chat window, he was doing his live stream, and I was playing the Iron Maiden song of all things, the Iron Maiden song "Hooks in You." I'm thinking I haven't heard this album in a long time. Why the hell am I hearing this now? And there's a song in there.
Always speaking to you. You speaking to you to give yourself,
Right.
messages, symbols, awareness. I mean, life around you, within you, speaks all the time. You just need to pay attention.
Yep.
Well, definitely, if you want to message me, I don't know how you message me. We don't have. What? Can you message me?
We could do a private Google Hangouts.
Yeah, you gotta do a private Google Hangouts. I don't know if we're connected. Aren't we connected on Google Hangouts?
Not that I know of. Just type in my email, which is riffmuggles@gmail.com.
What is it?
Riffmuggles at just as you see it, like
Oh, okay.
one word. Yeah,
Okay,
at gmail.com.
I'll do that. Yeah. And, yeah. I guess that's one of the purposes that came on here tonight.
There we go.
To connect with you. And,
Thanks, King of Sheba, because thanks to him sort of like pushing me to say, okay, you need to click on this and you need to do this, and I'm thinking, okay. So there we go.
It's been wonderful, That's what I'm saying. If I only connect with 1, 2 people, it's okay with me, That's fine. I don't need to have thousands.
As they say in Australia and Britain, King of Sheba, you're a bloody legend.
Yeah, so I've seen that my battery, oh my gosh, I've been on here almost 3 hours. I said I'm coming on for 30 minutes. I'm putting laundry in just to introduce myself. It's like 3 hours. Wow. But
All right,
my battery's done. I don't have my cord here, and I'm actually getting sleepy. So I want to thank very much for and I'll
Thanks
message
for
you
having me on.
as soon as I can. Yeah, no, thank
Yep.
you. Maybe one day you'll show your face.
Well, I'll do that on the private chat. All right?
Okay, okay. Well, that'll be good because I don't really want to talk to the work and do a session with you, you know. But whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, and I
Thanks,
appreciate
King of
that.
Sheba.
Yeah, and you know, when you feel comfortable, like, because you could come on here and share your music, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a good platform for that, and eventually, who knows?
I've spent most of my life trying to be as invisible as possible. This is going to take some work.
You know, I have to a certain degree done
Yeah.
that too, and sometimes it takes me a lot, like to come on and I want to, but then I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know, and then I'm okay once I get into it, right? But yeah,
Right.
I understand you too a little bit that way.
All right. So before your battery dies, when you get off here, just send a quick
All
message on
right,
Google Hangouts so we can connect and do it that way.
all right. Thank
All right. Cool. Thank you.
you all for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon. Everybody, much
Take
obliged.
care.
Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Nighty night. Thank you.